Time to step inside the tech tent. And what about this new cordless vacuum cleaner spinning up to 9 times faster than a Formula One engine? For more, let's check in with the man himself, Image Matrix tech editor Djuro. Now, Djuro, this sounds very impressive, but there's more to the story. Tell us.
Good morning, Tim. Yes, it's a new Dyson and, of course, just released, and I, as usual, have got my hands on it. Now, this is called the Dyson Gen 5 Detect, and as you said, 9 times faster than a Formula One engine revving. So it does 135,000 RPM. But as you mentioned, there's another thing to it. Not only does the filter capture up to 0.1 microns, so very fine particles in the air, it's fully sealed. And this is the thing that people need to be aware of when they're buying one of these things, because not only does it have to suck up the amount of particles into the receiver here at the back, the filter, the HEPA filter, it has to be sealed, because if it's not sealed, all that air coming through just ends up pumping it back into the atmosphere. So they've tested it where they've put it next to a sensor, and the air coming out of the vacuum is cleaner than the air around you. It's something we have to realise, that our air inside is pretty poor. There's also an update to the laser system, you know, in the floor when they turn it on at the bottom. You can see all the dust that you can't see normally because of the green light and the way it's nice and flat. Well, they've replaced that with an LED model, and it's a lot larger, so you can see more on the floor. Now, when you turn this light on, it changes the way you do your vacuuming. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a pretty good model, and they've changed a few things too. There's no longer a trigger mechanism. I didn't like that if you're vacuuming for long periods. So just a button at the back and the light on the front. So that's the new Dyson Gen 5 Detect. If you want to keep the air healthy as well as cleaning your floor, that's the one to get, but it will set you back about $1,500, just released this week. Hot off the press.
All right, thanks for that, buddy. Now, Microsoft announced new Surface computers this week, but it's the software that's got everyone excited.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of months ago, Tim, I spoke here on the segment about a thing called DALL-E 2, and this is AI that creates pictures, paintings, photos like this one you're seeing here from just text. You describe it, this one a koala on a bike, and look at it. That's a completely fake image made up. Now, with the new system that Microsoft announced this week, they have included DALL-E into it. So when you go to use this system on Microsoft software this year in Microsoft Designer, you'll be able to use DALL-E, and I can tell you that kids using it just love it because it opens up their creative juices. Even anyone who has no creative juices will be able to use it. Type in your description and away you go. So that will work on hardware like this. The new hardware with Windows 11, of course, there's a new Surface Pro 9, and following that is the new Laptop 5. So they've really sort of knuckled down and sort of refined their look now with the Surface and the laptop. And of course, this is the Studio 2 Plus. Now, I've got the original of this. This is 5 times faster. This is an amazing machine. Really is cool to use on that easel. So that is for professionals. It's over $7,000 to start with. Cool dock here too, Tim. You plug it in to your laptop or your other computer, your Surface, and you've got this, not only a dongle that goes into your monitors, 4K monitors, you've got audio as well, and there's a new pointer that you can use on Zoom calls, and they are now connecting to Apple iCloud Photos, so you can go on Xbox or Windows and integrate with Apple. So a lot of friendly stuff happening there between Microsoft and Apple. So some big announcements this week by Microsoft, but that's very cool that they're including DALL-E 2, this AI, where you type something in and it creates anything. I could type in Tim Gilbert, the world's greatest rugby league player in space, and it would create it. I might do that one.
He didn't tackle, though. I don't know how you're going to build that. You've got to have two sides of the game. You've got to be able to run and you've got to be able to tackle. So that may create a bit of a problem. Now, lots of people with lots of phones around the house like us, we're like, big families. The kids have all got phones. They all want new ones. What about this? The new iPhone buyers can save more than $1,000 on a trade-in. I like the sound of this.
Yeah, this is good for the environment as well. So the way you can do it, you get $1,100 back if you buy a new phone and you use something like this to protect it in the meantime, because it's got to be in good condition. So I've been trying it out. This is me testing out. This is the Zag one, which is, I'd used these 10 years ago, these sorts of things, and they were terrible. Now they're really good. They're so easy to line up with their little tray they put it in. Now, if you use one of these, and maybe put a case on it as well, you'll get to the next cycle quite easily because the phone will be in pretty good condition, almost brand new, and that ensures you get close to the $1,100 back. Now, not only with iPhones, but you can do this stuff with Samsungs. I was watching an ad just earlier on Sky News that showed about a rebate you get for the Samsung phones. So this is the tip from me. If you want to update regularly, but you need the phone in good condition, these new cases or these new protective layers are really simple and a lot smarter with the way they handle impacts. So I thoroughly recommend. This is Zag, but there's plenty more. There's Belkin, whatever. We spoke about how tough the phones are now these days, but they're not that tough to avoid cracking when you really want to update them. So if you want to keep your phone in good nick or even hand it down to your kids, then think about getting the new combination. I've never been a case guy, but I'm starting to come around.
I know you watch Racing Dreams every Saturday. It's a show that
Great show.
A show you can't afford to miss, obviously. Now you are next to Randwick Racecourse. You don't live too far. Could you hear it heaving yesterday when Giga Kick won the Everest? Of course, James Harron, he held his cards close to his chest. He finally went with his 3-year-old Giga Kick, and it won the $15 million Everest. It was just one of those cracking stories.
Tim, it comes across, I could say, sort of a valley, which it comes across Anzac Parade, and it comes up here to Kingsford. And there's a golf course at the back here. So it's either the siren going off for the golfers or it's the excitement down at Royal Randwick. Yeah, it was pretty huge, and what a beautiful day. The blue sky was out in Sydney, so it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, pretty rare too. Good on you, Djuro.
Cheers, Tim.